All right, Chris back, and with God of War Ragnarok coming out on November 9th, I figure now's a good time to start up the old God of War, get back into the gameplay, because I'm definitely going to be doing a playthrough of that one when it comes out. It comes out for the PlayStation 5 exclusively, so my recording setup's going to be a little bit different when I start that, but in the meantime, let's get going on the original, well, not original, but God of War that came out in 2018. So we're going to be starting a new game and just going from there. Yeah, we're just going to confirm. So I think we'll go with. I'm not really going to be doing a lot of the extras on camera. So I think maybe what we'll try doing is just going with give me a challenge. It can be changed at any time. So if it comes out that I'm a little bit too rusty to really progress, we'll just kind of see how that goes. So I kind of like how this game starts. I kind of like the game story in general. It's a really great father-son story and really shows a different side of Kratos from the first three God of War games. Yeah. And I will say that I've never actually played God of War Ascension. By the time it came out, I had already got rid of the PlayStation 3 that I had, and I never really was interested in getting it. So, Kratos is definitely a beast. Takes, I think, 4 swings? No, 5 swings to take the tree down. And it just comes down all at once. Yeah, the guys that make the God of War games, they really push each system to its limit. And you just see how far they go with each one, and you just think, why aren't more games taking that much effort in? Like, gamers wouldn't mind the delay if this is the kind of product that they would get. But so many games seem to really... They don't seem to put in as much effort. They seem more prone to just kind of pumping games out to get as many game sales as possible. Whereas games like this, I mean, when it's re-released or ported over to the PC, it really ends up selling even more.
Get in the boat, boy.
So it looks like Kratos has long since abandoned his Blades of Chaos or his Olympian blades and is kind of hiding the wounds from there. But eventually he comes to grips with all that. And just carries the tree one-handed. With his left hand as well, so even more impressive. The beginning is just, like with all the God of War games, it's kind of a cinematic thing. There's not really much you can do at the beginning. But it kind of guides you through just the basic movement and basic attacks. But this one is a much slower paced beginning than the other ones.
Boy.
God of War 3 was just massively epic things going on as all the Titans were taking on Olympus. Here it just starts off with him cutting down a tree, and yet I think story-wise it's got to be one of the best ones out there. So with this game, I could have actually started with some of the best armor and best weapon, but I figure start off fresh and just skip back into this game because when Ragnarok comes out, you're not going to be starting all super powerful again. So just a short trip downriver. Yeah, I think this is the first game I've really done so far that has the full voice work done. Ori, which I've started and got most of the way through, it's not quite like it does have dialogue, but this one the lines are actually in English rather than just subtitles. So, yeah, it is just on the second to last difficulty. God of War difficulty, it's something I've never played through right from the beginning because I figure it's really tough to get through the game on that. And I mean, as many times I've played this game through, I won't really say that I'm on the level of some of the people that start off on God of War difficulty because the enemies level up, they recover their health, and sometimes the fights can take,
That
you're
was the
probably looking
last.
at 5 to 10 minutes if it's a big group, and it just gets quite difficult. So I think this mode is probably the one to go with for me. So anyway, if you're not quite aware, what happened is that Kratos' wife died, and she was essentially raising Atreus here, and now they're just doing the cremation of her. And now Kratos is going to be raising Atreus, and his parenting style is very different from what Atreus was raised on. But the voice acting is just phenomenal. They chose really good people for it. Christopher Judge just nailed his part as Kratos. There's actually a couple videos that have some of the voice work in it later, where he's doing dad jokes, and the scene with Freya, like, I'm the God of War, and that part's just hilarious. But that's not for a while. Really good use of the shadows in this game too.
She's ready.
Yeah, a lot in this scene just from kind of the undertones, like reading between the lines, that
Your way home.
not only is Kratos sad that she's gone, he's now sad that he realizes that he's basically put in a position of raising Atreus, and I don't think he's ever really raised his children. Calliope from his first family, he was off in war during those times. It never really gets into what Kratos was doing while Atreus was growing up. But maybe God of War Ragnarok will kind of cover that a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. It's only about 2 weeks before it comes out, and I've been waiting for that game for a while, so 4 years between games, but the way that they put effort into the God of War series, you know it's going to be worth it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can already see that Kratos has a very different parenting style, just like he's not going to fawn over Atreus getting injured. He'll patch him up, but then just, all right, well, carry on. Very dad style.
Now it is yours. What you don't.
What she knew.
Show me.
Now?
Now.
I like how he sets Atreus' mind onto a different task rather than getting lost in just what currently is happening. It's an interesting style.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Which way?
In the direction of deer.
Okay.
He has such a dry delivery, but you've got to
this
love
way.
the way that he delivers these lines. Which way? In the direction of deer. Just funny. So now that you can actually move around, I
Father?
think with the PC,
Why are we doing this now?
I need to know you can survive the journey.
Then we leave for the mountain?
Depends on you. Hunt.
okay, as I was saying, with the PC, you can basically set it to auto run, so you don't have to hold down the button. So it's one of the major improvements that PC offers a lot of over
What are you doing back there?
different
Hunting
games.
grounds are this way.
Okay, so I think that there's supposed to be another one of the artifacts here. Maybe not. Okay, so there's 4 of those bow artifacts that you have to get, and they sell for a good amount of hack silver. So those artifacts are not really worth keeping for any reason. So what we're going to do is just kind of sell them off when we can. And I kind of got lost. There it is. So the first one was just to the right of this door. The second artifacts, you can kind of give a good look around
What did
here.
you find?
Tracks. Not deer, though. I'll keep looking.
So there is some hack silver up here. You can kind of tell just by the way it sort of stands out. And yeah, so we
Boy,
got 281 more
you
hack
missed these.
silver.
Huh. Close. But also not deer. See? Tips are too wide. Mountain goat?
Your mother taught you well.
Yep. See, I like how he also does the kind of sleight of, not really sleight of hand, but he points him to some more tracks just to see what Atreus really knows. And so you can get the artifact or the hack silver over there, and then there's a chest hidden underneath the bridge here as well. And that has some more hack silver. And this is the second artifact, so Atreus is just leaving his toys all over the place. And once you get the 3 items there,
More tracks?
well, 4 altogether,
But they're too round. Could be a wild boar.
you pretty much just
Good.
continue on over the bridge, and then it starts training you on how to
Now
use
what?
your item and how to properly jump.
This way, boy.
Hup!
Okay.
Oh. Wait, deer tracks. They're fresh. This way.
Alright, so I think that that's pretty much all there is to get for the time being. I think there's one more chest around here. And there we go. There's the deer.
Found it!
It's very
Slow
interesting
down,
that you don't
boy.
really see...
Sorry.
Well, you see
You're hunting
them a
deer,
little bit later,
Not chasing it.
but
Yes, father.
it doesn't seem like they're enemies that you would really have to fight at all. So some more hack silver and another chest. So I think you pretty much have to get the stuff here now, because later on you won't really be able to come back and get them. At least not for quite a while anyway.
He broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
Step aside.
So you equip the Leviathan axe, and then you can aim it. And I've set it so that my attacks are X and Y, rather than
Oh, what
uh,
happened here?
rather than using the trigger buttons.
There
Okay.
it is!
Hold.
You didn't listen,
What
Atreus.
are you doing? Now his guard is
A little
up.
bit of a freak out.
Only fire. Only fire. When I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better. Find it.
Can I have my bow back? No. Find it.
Find.
I love the little temper tantrum there. He does not look pleased at all with Kratos. I think in this game, Atreus is supposed to be about 9 or so. So this is where we encounter our first fights.
No.
So let's see how I do. Let's hope I'm not too rusty. So you can actually switch between using the the shield or the axe here. It's good to get into a playstyle that makes the most of your weapons and get really good at the parry and block. But in the beginning, your attacks, you have very little variety to work with. So you kind of just have to kind of keep maneuvering around. And I just narrowly took that hit. You can tell they did a successful parry by the time slope. So one thing that you should get early usually is the executioner, because especially for the beginning, it's really going to add up. And so I am pretty good at the blocking. It's just in the beginning, there's not a lot you can do as far as different maneuvers for all your attacks. Alright, so yep. It's getting pretty close. And using the hard throw for your axe, especially for weaker enemies like this, it will freeze them. So we got through that, and that's all done.
They've never come this close to our woods before.
Keep moving.
Alright. So there's a few things now you can do around here. You can restore your health. You can get the buckets down. I think there's 2 buckets altogether. And they have hack silver in them. So there's that, and no, maybe just 1 bucket. But then there's also the first chest around here. So there's 3 of these to break. 2, and the 3rd one is up there. Alright, so with those down, we now have broken through to the chest. And we have our first apple. So we need 3 of those to increase our health. There we go. And then in the New Game Plus, what it'll do is it will, I think, switch to hack silver or scalp slag.
Here's this way. I can see.
There's a little bit to get over here first, Atreus. So down here are the wolves, which are actually a little bit difficult. Nothing there, so yep, another hack silver, and there should be a chain around here somewhere. Okay, where is... Oh, the chain's up there. Yep, so just pick up everything along the way, and here's the chain, and then down there, I believe, are 2 wolves, so they're a little bit of a tougher battle, but I think we should be able to take them. Yep, definitely have to avoid the attacks from them if you can. Alright, so 1 is down. And the freezing axe is really useful, especially in these beginning levels, to take these guys out. Wolves are a major pain, but we didn't take too much damage from there. I think I only got hit once. Alright, so a little bit more hack silver, and...
I'm just hungry.
What?
The wolves. They weren't mean. They were starving.
Yes, I imagine they were.
Okay, so that was the third of Atreus' toys. So somehow we got all the way down here. I guess his parents weren't watching him very well. And there's not really a way to climb faster. It's just, you're kind of stuck with the one speed for this. But it's fine. Alright, so now that we've got almost everything that we can get from here. Yeah, I think we've picked up everything along the way. Now we just head back and continue to hunt the deer. Get up. Put the axe away, Kratos, so you don't need to carry it. So there's the deer over there.
He went in the old temple. My mom told me never to go in there.
We do what we please, boy. No excuses.
We do what we please, no excuses. Yeah, one thing I really like about how this game progresses too is that the axe starts off looking very
Can I have
basic,
my bow
so
back
does his
now?
bow.
Can you hit it from here?
Can you hit it from here?
We should get closer.
It's actually getting Atreus to use his brains a little bit more than just firing randomly.
I went hunting with Mother a bunch of times. Never wanted to take me. Why now?
It was her wish. And
To get your mind off
it was
things.
Okay.
So yeah, there's not much to do here.
Droger!
Okay. Yeah, one thing that's really good about the axe is that when you recall it, if there's enemies between you and the axe, it'll do damage. I've gotten really good at the shield and fist game style. Especially in the beginning, because the axe doesn't do a ton of damage. So... yeah, headshots are pretty important too. If you can actually hit them in the head, then you'll be well ahead. So, are there any enemies left? Huh. Okay, I missed one. Alright, so back here is Atreus' last toy, and I think there's also another chest. It's also 2 wolves and a droger, so you have to be pretty good with these skills. Alright, so he's down. Yeah, very little you can do in the beginning. But if you can take an enemy out of battle, then you're well ahead of the game. Cutting it a little close there.
Atreus, to me.
I half expected
All right.
to get troll into that bridge.
You are not ready for trolls, boy.
You're not
No,
ready
I
for
just-
trolls, but one's coming up.
Yes,
All
Father.
right, so more hack silver, and this is the last of Atreus' toys. And yeah, that was everything that you had to get around here. All right, so all that's left is just to progress on. All right, so there's a little bit that you can do around here. So this is where you start making use of the axe, and
It's opening.
even if you leave the axe in another room, it just comes anyway.
You froze it in place.
So,
Clever.
one thing I see a lot of people miss is that there's another chest over here. And in the New Game Plus, it usually has scap slag. Right now, it just has hacked silver. But it's still locked.
So,
Good thinking, Kratos. You're not just all brawn and a magnificent beard.
where are you going?
This way, obviously. There's more up there, Atreus. So, more hack silver, and then if we go up the chain here, you come across your first... I can't remember what it's called. So by knocking that down, you basically made it so that all the breakable jars and everything have broken apart, and you can just go and gather the silver rather than having to manually do it. So a lot of hack silver around there, and then we go up here, and it's pretty much the same. You have a few things to break apart along the way, but this is where we come across our first little cabinet here.
Over here.
Oh, look! It's Skull and Hati, the
Yep.
giant wolves who chase the sun and moon. Where did they come from? How did they get up there? What's happening
Hey.
there at the end? They eat the sun and moon? And then everybody fights?
So the new labor is just to, so you can look at the journal here. So what are they called? The shrines. Okay. So we have to get 11 shrines, and then on that we get 6,000 experience, but 100 experience per shrine right now. And I think that is basically it for over here. So all that's left now is to take on the troll. So the troll has a few spots that you can block. It's just there doesn't seem to be a huge benefit to blocking the troll. It's not like it throws him off balance or anything.
Father,
But you have to do just enough damage to take him out, and this is the first fight I think
Wait till my
Atreus
mark.
starts helping.
Relax. Do not think of it as an animal. It is simply a target. Clear your mind. Steady your aim and breathe in. Exhale and
Good shot, Atreus.
good.
You took out that deer. Would it be a deer or a stag? I think a stag.
it's still alive.
Yeah, here you start to see
Knife.
the relationship begin to progress in this game. I mean, he could do it
No.
for Atreus, but
Finish what you started.
he's letting him do it himself. I like the hesitation here. Game is really, really well done.
I can't.
Ken, you're the son of Kratos. You have to. and then he takes a similar pose to Kratos. And you see here, this is the first of multiple times he tries to reach out for his son, but hesitates before doing it. Yeah, you can't have the silence go for too long though in these types of games.
We're gonna fight that?
We have no choice. Yep, so always use Atreus' arrows. Atreus can't take any damage in this game.
Just tell me when.
Yeah, so you can block, but the big one you're unable to block at all. Yeah, when you get that block, you can get it just in time to do the dodge. Yeah, I think it's actually better to... Oh, shoot. Okay. I think he progressed to a couple hits in a row. So it's 3 dodges now.
Get control of yourself, boy.
It's almost down. And then you just finish him off. There we go. So this is all just cutscene. You don't have to do anything at this point. But we got this. Take that, troll.
That's what you get!
Boy.
Think I'm afraid
Yeah, you can see the slashes that Atreus does coming through. So
you're nothing to me!
they put that much
Boy,
effort into the
look
video
at me.
game.
Look at me, boy. Boy, look at me.
Calm yourself.
You are not ready.
What? Are you serious? I found the deer. I proved myself. How am I not ready?
We are going home.
I haven't been sick in a long time. I can do this.
You are not ready.
Yeah, this is where you hear the first of Atreus' sickness, and it really develops into a pretty important part of the story. I'm really curious to see where it's going to go in
Do not speak again.
Thor Ragnarok, or God of War Ragnarok. So there is another labor, so 3 trolls, and then silver it's 6, and gold is... So you can see that the experience bonus goes up a lot each time. So the labors are pretty much going to happen naturally throughout the game. There's not really anything you have to specifically seek out. Oh yeah, and now the option for stunning them happens. So for stunning them, the fists really seem to help out. Get to it a lot quicker, and then you just finish them off. So I think that's one reason that I sort of why I like the sword and shield one. Yeah, it's just easier to finish them off, and so this guy's on fire for some reason. There we go. And these doors here, you're not going to be able to access them until quite a bit later. But now that Atreus actually has his bow back, he can start helping out in the fights. And if you get the cutscene off, even if somebody's attacking, it doesn't really matter too much, because he'll essentially be immune during that time. And so that's 2 down. So the arrows, when it goes red, it usually means that one of the enemies is attacking if it's off screen. So there we go, another one finished, and let's use the axe on the last guy. Oh yeah, that is one advantage too that I've sort of forgotten about as well. That's if you use the axe, the hard hit one, like your heavy attack, it will usually knock smaller enemies into the air, and then from there you can just take them apart pretty easily. Well, Kratos still does have that brutal streak. Alright, so that takes care of all the enemies, and then we just knock the gate down. Right now, Atreus is pretty weak. Well, both of the characters are fairly weak. It's just they have to power up a little bit.
Why would a fire troll burn Mother's garden? And since when are drogers so close to the house? And what was that frozen thing that attacked us?
I do not know. Now be silent. Okay. We are almost home.
Alright, so now that we're home,
Inside.
we can go inside, and now Faye's ashes are all there, and he just gathers them, and then he keeps the pouch at his side for the rest of the game. Boy, it's definitely amazing how ashes fit in such a small container. The entire person just rendered down to one pouch size container. Yeah, even the expressions in this game are well done. Technology's come a long way since the first God of War, and that was only actually that was I think 16 years. It came out in 2002 or 2000, somewhere around that time for the first God of War, and 16 years from there until the remake or the reboot on PlayStation 4. Alright, so I think that's where we're going to call this first video. We've gone deer hunting, we've took out our first troll, we've seen that the adventure has a ways to go, and I like how just a little dialogue goes off in the background there, if all you're doing is just standing there. So, my God of War run has officially begun. Thanks for watching. The next part's going to cover Baldur's attack, and then going all the way to meeting Braun. And just getting through a little bit after that, but thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and the next video is going to be up pretty soon. I'm going to try and get this all done before God of War Ragnarok comes out, so it's going to be a bit of a faster upload schedule. So until then, have a great day, all. Bye.